I asked her about the pigeon again, like I couldn't think of anything else. She looked as if she did not understand. Would she give me a hand? Are you looking for answers to questions? Yes. Yes, what? I looked over at the streams of pedestrians walking on the other side of the brick wall, and then looked back over to the pigeon. I want to know. Know what? I pointed at the bird. She slanted her head slightly towards it. Even this seemed to take her a while. Physically decrepit she obviously was. What does it know? It doesn't matter. What difference does it make? Now I was worried I had annoyed her. It was hard to tell, but if I had, however, she seemed to not let it bother her, and then rolled what looked like a small piece of wool and a few coins on the cobbled path, like dice. It was odd behavior, possibly an onset sign of dementia. The pigeon expectantly flew towards us, most likely hungry. I don't understand. Understand? I paused. What it could be thinking. I have no idea what the hell must be going on in its head. I could not seem to resist persevering with this. I noticed the pigeon had bypassed some white crumbs that were by the woman's foot. Saying this, they would have probably been there for hours. She had not spoken for a few moments, it seemed. It would do you well to learn to accept what's out of your control. The sky sparked up a little, and feeling a warm breeze hit the side of my neck and arms, I looked up. It means a storm must be brewing, I thought. But it was a completely clear day. No clouds to be seen. I then noticed that her hand was shaking. I glided down her body. I could tell she was tensing her foot in her Wellington because the rest of the leg followed suit. The pigeon's head turned crooked to one side and then started to jitter. It wasn't very nice. I could see her toes were beginning to wriggle through the rubber too. I wanted to look at something else. Only then occurred to me how hideous the lady was. She was so hideous. I had not realized this, nor where I had been this whole conversation. What isn't in my control? This is a good question. This had all happened before. She had been looking at me the whole time. She hadn't looked at the bird once. I could see her eyes properly for some reason. I could tell they were tunneled to mine. What is out of my control? Why don't you ask the opposite question? Why? What isn't? I can't say I had any idea who she was. The pigeon's jittering speed was already at its peak. It was a horrible sound. I couldn't breathe. I wanted help. There was a snap. There were no screams. Note: Spike's mother had said at his service, "He was a dear friend and dear family to many. Please be clear how conflicted we have been on making this decision, and how we concluded it would only be wrong for us to disobey any final wishes we would have had, even on this. Much as how difficult it is for us to express this after his actual parting, it was made very clear to us only days before he died that when he did, that he wanted his grave to be embossed with the phrase you're going to see on it. Not only have there been no deaths like this in Lennon before, this request was very out of character for him. Spike wasn't one to make dark jokes, and he wasn't a dark-minded boy either, quite the opposite. And for him to ask this only days before he died, of course only elevates how confused and devastated we all are. On his gravestone, along with his name and epitaph written by his family, was, "Oops, should have gone the other way home."
Un misterioso estruendo de hoy se convirtió en el tema más comentado de las últimas horas en las redes sociales.